It was 11 days ago when the 23-year-old woman was last heard from.
Police organized several searches.
I just want her home, and I want her safe.
As I understand it, you decided to do the right thing. I mean, she was dead.
We found Kelli Bourdeaux's grave today.
If you ask about crazy crime stories in Fayetteville, Kelli Bourdeaux's name is gonna come out of your mouth.
It was a crime that shocked that quiet community, a quiet street.
Strangulation.
Investigators won't tell us many details.
More on that ahead on Eyewitness News at 5:30. In Fayetteville, Nicole Carr, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Sound speed.
Great. And so, describe the Fayetteville, Fort Bragg area.
Well, Fayetteville is my hometown. It's quiet here, tight-knit families. Everyone knows everyone. If you live around here, you're either native or you're connected to the military. Kelli Bourdeaux grew up in St. Cloud, Florida. She was this enthusiastic petite girl, bright smile. She ran track. She was on the cheerleading squad. And everyone who knew her described her as tough as nails. She was a medic with the 601st Brigade out of Fort Bragg. Being a combat medic was natural for Kelli because she loved helping people. Kelli and Mike Bourdeaux had only been married about 2 years when they moved to the Fort Bragg area. Things weren't really working out for Mike. He had a hard time finding a job, and they pretty much decided they needed a break from one another. Mike headed back to St. Cloud, Florida, and Kelli stayed here. In April of 2012, Kelli was really excited about life. She was on the promotion list, so she was looking forward to becoming a specialist, and she was planning on a divorce. Mike Bourdeaux, her husband, had no idea. She also had this secret boyfriend, Justin Thompson. She was looking forward to continuing this relationship with him. It was Friday the 13th in April of 2012, and Kelli was catching a ride with a friend to head on over to the Froggy Bottoms bar for a night of drinking. Froggy Bottoms is a lot like all the other bars in Fayetteville. You can have a good night and a fun night, or things can go south really quickly.
While at Froggy Bottoms, Kelli did what other people her age do. They were drinking, they singing karaoke, playing pool. Everything appeared to be fine at that time. The problem didn't occur until she left Froggy Bottoms.
About 1:45 the next morning, Kelli is leaving the bar. She's headed home with a friend. A minute later, she's sending a text message to her Justin Thompson saying she's en route to the house. And then less than an hour later, she's confirming through a text message that she's home and she's drunk and she's tired. On Monday, April 16th, a coworker calls Fayetteville police and they say Kelli hasn't shown up for duty. That's not like her. Friends and family and the Army, they're all worried and she's vanished. No clue. They need answers.
A Fort Bragg soldier, a female who has no prior criminal record, going missing, and the police department immediately started with multiple searches.
The whole Fayetteville, Fort Bragg community, they're on it from the beginning. Kelli Bourdeaux becomes synonymous with Fayetteville. We have a missing soldier.
As with any investigation, everybody is a suspect in the beginning.
The police immediately start questioning all of Kelli Bourdeaux's love interests. So they start out with her husband, Mike Bourdeaux. Mike and Kelli have fallen out just about a week before she disappears. Mike Bourdeaux has an alibi.
We can prove that he was in St. Cloud by his phone. His phone never left St. Cloud. He never left St. Cloud.
Everything checks out. So then they start thinking about this new boyfriend, the guy she's been having an affair with. He also has an alibi, but he has new evidence. He has these text messages from Kelli the night that she leaves Froggy Bottoms. And in those text messages, you start to hear about Nick HOLBERT. He's the Froggy Bottoms employee who took Kelli home. In the text messages, Kelli says that she's made it home, she's okay, but then there's another message that it doesn't sound like Kelli in the text. It's the grammar, the syntax, everything is off, and that's raising red flags. So police go to Nick HOLBERT, and he admits that he saw Kelli Bourdeaux that night and that he just gave her a ride home.
I have nothing to do with it. I picked her up and took her home that night, that's it.
Then police start digging into Nick HOLBERT's past, and they find out that Nick was convicted of sexually assaulting a 5-year-old girl when he was 16. But police don't have anything to link Nick to the disappearance. The community showed up and showed out every weekend for a couple of years. They never stopped looking for her. What we didn't know the entire time was that a private investigator, David MARSHBURN, had been working with police. HOLBERT was homeless at the time and living behind Froggy Bottoms, and MARSHBURN hired HOLBERT for odd jobs.
He was willing to become friends with Nick and cultivate this trust and this bond. I don't think that Nick could live with it any longer.
As I understand it, you decided to do the right thing. Try to kind of tell us a little bit about what happened.
So it turns out HOLBERT and Kelli got into a fight in the parking lot.
Nick asked her if they were going back to her apartment. And she said no and made some comment about his sexual offender status. Nick then punches her, knocking her out immediately.
So I just snapped and zoned out and hit her, knocked her out. Then she woke up, started screaming, and I hit her again, knocked her out again.
And then he takes her back to his little campsite behind the bar, and he hits her several more times there.
In my experience, people that are not stone cold killers, it's hard to live with what you've done.
You okay with going back there, Nick?
I don't really want to.
Well, you're okay with it. Mentally, you're okay with it.
I don't know.
People who kill out of a spontaneous reaction, being upset, snap, they find it hard to live with. And when they finally get it off them, they actually feel better.
She was dead. I stuck her in the car and took her down here. Took her over there and buried her.
Come on back here. We dig down. And it's still flesh.
We found Kelli Bourdeaux's grave today. It's marked now with flowers and a blue butterfly.
HOLBERT is charged with first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping. And he's in the Central Prison of North Carolina, where he'll spend the rest of his life without parole. That's about as much justice as the family can expect. As far as the send-off for Kelli Bourdeaux, it was what she would have had if she had been alive. Her family would have been right there on Fort Bragg with her, but instead of a pair of boots and the flags, Bourdeaux would have been standing there at attention, getting her next ribbon.